This video is brought to you by Paradigm Human Performance.
Morning everyone, I'm just out on a little bike ride for my stupid mental health, and I wanted to record like a little vlog today. That's not sweat, by the way, on my beard. That's I don't know, dew. It's not raining. I was going to record a video this morning, but I couldn't get my big clunky camera on the bike or on my back or anything, so I'm just going to do a couple of clips on my phone as I make my way around in my ride, and then I'll finish up when I get home. But ultimately, I always get a bit nervous when cars come past, and I think, oh, they're going to be like, whoa. But no one really gives a shit about you. Probably the best thing, in a nice way. I don't mean that in a nasty way. Anyway, the point of today's video, I was going to talk about professional and private life, the connection between the two, and kind of why it's important to risk management. I'm going to go on a little bit more of a bike ride, get some clips, but for now, let's jump into the intro. This place is called Grendon Pond. Look at the size of it. It's not a friggin' pond, it's a lake. When does a puddle become a pond? When does a pond become a lake? When does a lake? That's probably it really, isn't it? Anyway, so today I wanted to talk about the connection between professional and private life. Why did I want to talk about that? A couple of things. Yesterday I recorded a podcast with a lovely gentleman called Luke Coggon. I'll be out in a couple of months, and we were talking about mental health. We were talking about loads of stuff, but and Luke's an absolute inspiration, but we were talking about mental health quite a lot, and we're talking about, like, speak up, get some help if you need it. It's okay to not be okay and stuff like that. And then we ended up having a talk about how difficult it is to say I'm not okay. Personally, I found the last couple of years through COVID and doing podcasts and working, becoming a dad, new jobs, and then going self-employed with Risk Fluent and stuff, really difficult, and experienced, I think, burnout, but not really sure what burnout is, but I think for me it felt like burnout. I don't really say anything to anyone, maybe my wife, but that was about it. So that made me think about, okay, so how comfortable we need to be, and what relationships do we need to have with people to say I'm not okay. So therefore, for the workplace, where relationships are typically quite professional, it's going to be really hard. So I think it's really important to get rid of this stuff that we talk about on LinkedIn all the time, like, oh, this is not Facebook, we don't want to hear about your puppies and your dogs and shit. Like, actually, that stuff's really important, and I think it's important to risk management because it makes unknowns known, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that when I get home. So I'm going to go home now because it's cold, and I think it's going to rain soon according to the weather. So say goodbye to this beautiful location called Grendon Pond. There's a bike if you're interested. If you're not, then that was really pointless for you. Catch you in a bit. Right, I'm home. Just going to give the bike a spray. Look at it. Ugh, look at that dirt. Ugh. There we go. Right, once I've finished doing this, let's have a coffee and a shower, and you're not coming with me, cheeky. We'll sit down and talk some more about the relationship between personal and professional. Okay, so personal and professional life. Is there a straight line? I think there's a line between private. Some things need to stay private. Some things we don't want our employer to know. Some things our employer doesn't want to know. I get that. But I don't think there is this really clear, solid line between professional and private. In fact, I think they're directly connected. And I think the less we do to kid ourselves that they're separated, the better we will be. So for example, there are decisions that you will make in the boardroom that will impact your workforce's mental health 100% in their personal life. Finance is a great example. You cut people's pay, you're directly impacting their quality of life, their mental health, etc. You are as a business owner, you are the fine line between them paying their mortgage and not paying their mortgage. And I think it's really important to understand that. I watched a film called Kinky Boots yesterday, And it was really good. It's a really good film because it's based in Northampton, which is awesome. But that aside, it was interesting to see the business owner, you know, really have this emotional connection with the workforce and not want to put them on the line, but put everything that he had on the line to keep them going. You know, the point is, like, I don't like making people redundant. I'm not saying anybody likes making people redundant, but he understood that there was a connection. And I think that's really important to understand, that the decisions you make have an emotional and mental impact on people's lives. And that then has an impact on your operational performance. If somebody is low in mental health, we know biologically that their blood goes to the organs and the parts of their body they need to fight and flight, right? Biologically, we know that's right. That's not the bits that we need for them to concentrate, for them to learn, for them to do intricate work, for them to have good, you know, calm interactions with people, to them to be in a kind of state of mind where they're making the right decisions. So we don't need them in that state of mind. We want them in a calm state of mind. But to do that, you need to understand that there is a connection between the two. So you need to start building relationships with people. The next thing is, once you build those relationships, a lot of these indicators of a low day, of a, you know, prolonged low period of mental health, will start to become more obvious. At the moment, if we draw that really clear line between professional and personal life, the indicators for somebody having a low day need to be significant for us to notice them, you know, because we don't know them well enough to spot the little things, the little idiosyncrasies in people's personalities. We don't know them well enough to go, that's not like James. James is a bit different today, he's a bit off today. And then we don't have the relationship that, if we do spot that, to then go and address that and ask them if they need some help, and keep asking them and keep going. And me and Luke were talking about this in the podcast, and I mentioned it earlier, about making people feel okay to say they are not okay. It's easy to say, it's okay to say you're not okay, but you need to create an environment where they feel okay to say they're not okay. And you need to have that relationship to spot those indicators. So ultimately, if you draw a line between personal and professional life, it will impact your risk management, it will impact your operations, and it will impact your performance. There is no grey line, there is no clear line, they are one and the same. So start having maybe a bit of a systems thinking approach and understanding that these things are connected. The decisions you make in a boardroom will ultimately come back round, because if you make a decision which creates increases stress in the home life, that will then impact when they come back to work. So stop kidding yourself, they're not different things. People are people, and people come to work, and they are professional and personal, and the two are clearly connected. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this vlog style video. Catch you later, safe.